identify the areas that you aren't happy and work on it. I think having goals and having things you're working towards helps a lot with insecurity, because you are confident in the things that you're working towards, especially if you can succeed time and time again on your goals. And then, yeah, like surrounding yourself with loved ones, I think is really, really good. I think insecurity comes with like comparison, especially comparison with people that you don't know super well. Like when I go on Instagram or like go on TikTok for too long, I notice myself getting insecure because everyone just posts the best part of their lives. And that's not real. You don't know them genuinely, you know? They could be just as insecure as you, but they're just posting in a really good angle on like the best time of day. And you think, oh shit, like maybe I'm not like that. But yeah, you fucking are. They're just posting the best possible highlight of their life. Tips to not overthink. Arandis flowers. I think that is huge. Overthinking is the number one way to depression. And so I would say get busy. If you don't allow yourself to sit around and twiddle your thumbs for too long, then you're going to not allow yourself to get yourself into problems and stuff. I think if you're working on things that you love and you dive, the overthinking would stop a little bit. But it's hard overthinking. That's actually why I got this tattoo. So this tattoo is like a little water droplet. Sorry, I can't even show it to you. A lot of people think it looks like a moth, which is hilarious, but it's like a little water droplet, and it's basically symbolizing to live in the moment. I have one suggestion. There's this book called 4,000 Weeks, and it talks a lot about living in the moment and overthinking and how to make the most of the time that you have right now. So if you want, I would give that a listen. The song that I'm playing right now is called Notion by Tosh Sultana, which I love Tosh Sultana. It's freaking beautiful. Who's the number one person I go to in life? My dad. He is a very, very intelligent man. Beat life. Faith, Michelle. How to beat life? Try harder and say yes to everything. I think I'm going to be broken record on that, but those are the two keys. It's not easy, but it's simple. Try harder and say yes. How do you deal with the fear of getting older? Coda, happy birthday. I'm turning 28 in like two weeks as well. It's terrifying. That's my biggest fear in life. And if anyone has a good suggestion on how to stop being so fearful of getting older or fearful of age, I'm all ears. But that is the number one fear in my life as well. So, sorry I couldn't answer that very well. Explore Jasmine. What advice would you give to a 14-year-old? What advice would I give to a 14-year-old? If I were to give myself advice too, or my like a kid, my next kid advice at 14, I would just say find, and this is like a broad sense, so let me clarify, but find a passion, aka just like what do you enjoy doing? It doesn't have to be your lifelong passion. It doesn't even have to be a year-long passion, but what do you enjoy doing right this second? And like go for it. If that is doing something crazy like, you know, I don't know, being part of a softball team or playing the piano or basket weaving or fucking cross country, or is it really good at being really good at school or making friends or video games, whatever the fuck it is, whatever makes you excited to live the next day, go for it. Because I say this because, and this is something that my dad told me too, but I genuinely think that you can learn all of life's lessons chasing a passion, whatever it is, even fucking video games. I think if you got super hardcore into basket weaving or fucking video games or whatever, you could probably also learn all there is about life lessons and goal setting and friends and all these things just as much as you could if you were, you know, the top league in the softball team or like something like that, or like you're valedictorian. It would come in a different way for sure. But I think my biggest thing would be, as a 14-year-old, try tons of different things. You know, try all these different parts of life, or, you know, things in education, things in sports, things about like relationships, everything. Just try it all. And then the thing that makes you most excited about, double down, triple down, quadruple down on that thing. And I think a lot of people go through the motions a little bit too long in life, and then they don't have that thing that really like gets them off the couch. And that's where the thing that gets you off the couch is where all the life lessons come from. So yeah. All right, I need to go to a dinner in a sec, but let's do like 2 more questions. Also, just like, thanks guys. I don't know if you you know, stayed for part of it the whole time or whatever, but I really like doing these things. Hopefully I'll do this more often. I like just kind of getting things off my chest and like talking to you guys. I think it's cool. Okay, here's something. Z to the C to the E. Wow, that's a really cool username. It says, advice on making friends when no one likes you. So, 2 things. 1, that is a limiting belief. If you still think that forever, then no one's going to like you, because you're setting that precedent yourself. I think if you think that you don't deserve friends, then people will feel that energy. So 1, get that shit out of your head. That ain't true. People love you. You just haven't found the right person. 2, I think a lot of it has to do with where you're finding your friends. If you do the things that you love, if you're going after the things that you're passionate about, then you'll probably find people with similar passions, aka people that probably really like you. But, for example, me, I was a band nerd. I was a motherfucking nerd-ass kid that went straight home and did his homework within 10 minutes of getting home and was obsessed with getting A's and, you know, who can play the best saxophone solo. I was a nerd. When I wanted to be cool and I wanted to fit in with the popular kids, no one liked me. No one fucking liked me. Wrong demographic. The amount of overlap in, like, interests and personality from, like, the head of the football team and me was 0. So that was probably a huge reason why I didn't get along with them. But then, when I started wanting to be friends with a lot of people that were interested in the same things I was, whether that be fucking the Call of Duty I used to play, or like other band nerds, or when I got into running, like, you know, making friends with the cross-country team. No, we weren't all the coolest people, but they liked me. Everyone is likable. Everyone's got a lot more in common with the rest of the human race than you really think. You just have to go after the right demographic. And I think that's also true in dating. I don't know, I have like a wide range, I guess, of people watching here, but going like in the dating world too, here's my one piece of advice there, is watch the demographic that you are, one, looking for people, and also like messaging and or, you know, trying to interact with. Because if you are someone that wakes up at 6 a.m. and works a 9 to 5 and like loves staying home on the weekends, if you are going out to the bars to try to find your next relationship, you're probably gonna fail because you're not gonna have much in common with that person. You know, if you're like a health freak, or you have a very, very strict diet and stuff like that, and then you're friends with someone that like doesn't give a fuck about that and drinks often or is a big foodie or something like that, you're probably not gonna want to like date that person. So I would say if you're looking to date or if you're looking for friendships, look at where you're finding people and what you're interested in, because I'm sure you're going to find the people that absolutely love you when you start doing the things that you love. That's like my number one thing. Like if you want to go find friends or you want to go find a significant other, go do the things that you really want to do. And they will be there. You know, if you love going to the fucking library and like reading books and stuff like that, you're probably going to find someone that, you know, gonna be matched with way better there than if you're like going to the clubs and fucking, you know, going for it on somebody. It's just not, I don't know. It's just so funny when people are like, hey, like, why am I not finding my husband at the club? Brother. Anyway. Anyway. Whatever. I don't mean to get too ranty on things. I love these types of things, so thank you guys for watching. I gotta go, actually. But I appreciate you guys listening. And if there's two things that I would suggest doing, it'd be try harder. Get busy, try harder, just, you know, go for it. And then say yes. When people ask you to do things, when people ask you to hang out, when people call you, pick up the phone. Say yes, and life will be a lot more fun. Love you guys.